Supreme Court of India has said it is unfortunate that a public discussion on impeachment motion against India's top judge Deepak Mishra is on. India's apex court has said it is disturbed with the recent events. Reports say that the Supreme Court has asked the Attorney General of India, K.K. Venugopal, to assist it on the matter and to see if the parliamentarians and follows a key meeting called by India's opposition parties in Delhi. It is expected to take a final decision on moving an impeachment motion against Justice Deepak Mishra. Senior Congress leader Ghulam Nabi Azad's announcement coming days after the party had hinted that the option of moving an impeachment motion was still open. All major opposition parties, including Mayawati-led Bahujan Samaj Party, Akhilesh Yadav-led Samajwadi Party and the Communist Party of India, are likely to join the Congress in taking the crucial decision regarding the impeachment of the Chief Justice of India, Deepak Mishra. Congress sources, meanwhile, saying that the party is unhappy with the Supreme Court's decision that rejected the special investigation probe into former CBI judge Loya's death. Remember, earlier in January this year, 4 of India's senior-most judges held an unprecedented press conference where they raised many questions which lashed out at the daily operation and functioning of the Supreme Court under Chief Justice Deepak Mishra. Let me get in our correspondent, Jessica Taneja, who's been tracking this very closely. Jessica, this is a very interesting move where the political fraternity wants to question the judiciary. What more do we know at this point?
Well, there's a crucial meet which is being held by senior opposition leader of the upper house, Ghulam Nabi Azad, at his office, is what we've been told by our sources here in the Congress. And it's been reported since yesterday that the opposition is uniting to meet and to plan on an impeachment motion going forward and submit signatures. Earlier, Molly, the opposition party had also planned to submit at least 50 signatures, including some crucial opposition party members who had joined in, like the Bahujan Samaj Party, the Samajwadi Party, also other major parties who had said that we will collectively go and take action, and now they claim to have 67 signatures. But the important point being here, the Supreme Court doesn't seem very happy with the party meeting together to move an impeachment motion, and the Supreme Court says there need to be guidelines in order to see and keeps those checks and balances in place and what can be reported in the media, because this reflects badly on the judiciary and which is currently in function. Also remember, Molly, Chief Justice of India Deepak Mishra will retire in October this year. So it's important to understand the kind of legacy he'd be leaving behind. And of course, these are the points of worry after what happened in January. He's not been happy with the way media has taken up issues concerning the judicial rift.
Jessica, not only is the Supreme Court unhappy, it's also instructed the Attorney General, K.K. Venugopal, to assist the Supreme Court in trying to restrain the politicians and the media personnel when it comes to this meeting. What more do we know on that front?
Well, yes, the Attorney General K.K. Venugopal was called in court today. There was a mentioning made, but the Supreme Court said that they're not very happy with the way media and political parties are politicizing the issue and taking out in media, and it reflects badly on the judiciary. We've almost heard about that a short while ago, but it's important to understand, Molly, is that this has happened for the first time in the country, and Chief Justice of India, Deepak Mishra, certainly is not happy with the way media is reporting cases when it comes to an impeachment motion that is being taken forward by the Congress party. And there was one before as well, but the Congress party said it's still thinking about it. And we heard the senior Congress leader, Kapil Sibal, in that press conference say that it's like a coffee machine. We might think of it or might not do it. It's still, the options are all out. And seems like this crucial meeting has stirred, a concoction of confusion and agony for the Supreme Court this morning. So, of course, these guidelines will be framed soon, but of course, again, there's freedom of expression and the freedom of press in the country, and God knows how limited would that be, but it's up to the Supreme Court to frame guidelines on how specifically the intrajudicial rift is reported, because there have been a lot of cases doing the rounds in Supreme Court corridors, and often we haven't heard them on the forefront. But at this point in time, in the past 4 or 5 months, everything has been out in public domain. It's been frequently reported. So the Attorney General of India will somehow come up with guidelines to see as to how this can be taken care of in the future.
Indeed, and unprecedented, both in the manner in which the politicians are choosing to have this meeting discussing an impeachment motion against the CJI, and also how the Supreme Court now has chosen to intervene. Jessica, also elaborate for our viewers how this really works out. If the move is carried through, what happens after the impeachment motion, the notice is submitted to the Rajya Sabha chairman?
Well, Molly, interestingly you asked that because it's a tedious process, and if you see how the procedure is under Article 128, which forms the Supreme Court of the country where it operates, from there on, there have to be some very legitimate charges to find or to look into an evidence where you can say that the Chief Justice, the acting Chief Justice, or a judge of a court needs to be looked into as to where and what is going wrong, particularly in the code of conduct, as well as other issues that also come under it. Once that is sorted out, what happens is the opposition parties in the upper house need to submit a minimum of 50 signatures to the upper house, and moving forward 100 signatures in the lower house. So more than 100 signatures in the lower house to move an impeachment motion forward. And going by that, and the Judges Act of 19, I can't remember the particular year here, but the Judges Act also needs to be going forward along with it, where it forms, if admitted by by the upper house, then a motion will be put forward, and 3-member committee will be formed, which is one of former retired Supreme Court judge, a retired High Court judge, and a special jurist will be formed, who then collectively take it forward, and they're a committee which look into this particular code of conduct of the justice or the judge in question. Moving forward, then again, after, if any allegations or if any foul play is found, then again it is thrown back as a motion in both the houses. So of course it's a very, very long drawn process, and it's only happened thrice in the country. And even then, by the time the impeachment motion came forward or the process moved forward, the judge is almost retired.
Indeed, a very long-drawn process, but what's also crucial here to note is that it's unprecedented, both how the political parties are now choosing to discuss that impeachment motion against the Chief Justice of India, and also how the Supreme Court now has expressed its unhappiness over that decision and has asked the Attorney General of India to intervene. We're going to leave it there for the moment. Jessica, Taneja, appreciate very much for joining us with those updates and details on those developments.